Right, good morning, welcome back to the channel. The sun's out again. I'll tell you what, I've got to do something with these weeds. The weeds are growing crazy and I need to get on with it. Right then, loads of things to talk about again today. Let's get down the road. Yes, thanks for joining me again, really appreciate it. Got a few things to talk about today. I just wanted to mention, following on from a couple of the recent videos I did. Thanks for everybody who said they enjoyed the video when I went to the church on my dad's anniversary. A lot of people said they enjoyed that, so that's nice. And the other one that caused I got a lot of views is, of course, the one where the van pulled out in front of me, the accident thing. And that sparked a lot of very interesting conversation and comments, and they're coming in all the time, actually. I had a great one from Glyn. Now, Glyn, whose channel, I put his channel up, absolutely smashing chap, Welsh gentleman. He's got a wonderful channel. I'll put it on the screen for you. Oh, we've got ourselves a jogger here. He's doing well, isn't he? Fair play. Yeah, Glyn, his idea was quite interesting, actually, and that's for what I'm talking about here is the reason why that accident happens, why cars pull out in front of motorcycles. We've all been there, it's happened to all of us. It's the most common deadly accident, I believe, in motorcycling. And as you know, it happened to me and almost killed me when I was 17. I won't go into that again. But Glyn had the idea, and he mentioned one of the many sort of ideas that come up, and he called it counting cars. Counting cars. Now, I hadn't heard that phrase before, and I thought immediately, though, just from the title, I knew exactly what he meant. We do tend to do that, don't we? We tend to look at a row of traffic as we stood at a junction and say, that fourth car, the green one there, whatever it is, that's the one I'm going to pull out after that because there's nothing behind it. And then we look back, and sometimes I wonder if we just pull out behind that vehicle that we'd already chosen without looking again, without double checking that something hasn't actually appeared behind that vehicle. And I think that's quite possible. I think that's possibly a factor in this. I was watching oh, we've got somebody here. Are they turning right? What are they doing? Yes, they're turning. Oh, it's a learner. Couldn't see the indicator in this sunlight. Yeah, I watched some videos lately on this very subject, and I took an interest in it many years ago, actually, and I'm quite interested in psychology and the psychology of the way things happen, and psychology that causes things. And I watched a video recently, and it was about they come up with some pretty basic ideas. One of them is the A pillar in vehicles. You know, the A pillar. And they say if you get just at the right position, the A pillar in the car can actually block out a motorcycle that thin because of its shape. And I think there's no doubt that in certain circumstances that could certainly happen. So yeah, a minor factor, I think, in some incidences, but I don't think that explains. I think there's something much deeper going on here, because I think we've all been in that situation. Just get around this junction. What have we got? Oh, it's empty. I think we've all been in that situation where something's pulled out in front of us, even though we've actually seen the driver look straight at us and seemingly look straight through us. And there's that well-known phrase, isn't there? You know, sorry mate, I didn't see you. So I think there's something, or I imagine there might be something a bit psychological going on here. And one of the things that I came across, which I've always been rather I buy into it. I think I sort of agree with it, and that is the idea of perceived threats. Now, forget biking and motorcycles and being on the road. We all know a situation where as we sort of move around in our daily life, I think we've all felt the time where people have sort of pushed in front of us or moved in front of us, whether it be walking in a street or around the shops or something, and a larger person is much more likely to pull out in front or push out in front of a smaller person than they are a person of their own size. That's sort of common sense. That's sort of common experience, really, isn't it? So the principle of this is that now transfer that to vehicles, and we're all sat in the vehicle, and we sort of become that vehicle. So if we're driving a big vehicle or a very small one, we either feel safer or more vulnerable depending on what vehicle we're in. And I think we've all had the experience where a bus or a huge lorry is pulled out in front of us, even when we're in a car, in a tight situation, where if it was a smaller vehicle, you'd have thought they wouldn't have done that, they wouldn't have pulled out, they just know that they can sort of bully me in a way. Now, I'm not saying that in the case of the motorcycle accident that people are just saying, oh, let him hit me, it doesn't matter. Of course it's not that, that's not what I'm saying. But I think deep down, sort of subconsciously, we are more aware of things that are a perceived threat in terms of their size, and less aware, just on a subconscious initial split-second level, of things that are smaller and are irrelevant to us because they're smaller. And I think there's something in that. But anyway, put your ideas in the comments. If you've got any ideas about this, I'd love to hear about them. Now, the other thing that's happened, I just wanted to chat about, is CCM Motorcycles, which, as you know, I've no doubt you know, make these rather amazing looking motorcycles, and they've unfortunately gone into administration. Now, I don't know the financial background of this. I don't think any of us will know for a certain amount of period of time until we study exactly what's happened behind the scenes. But I was trying to think on a more general level why CCM possibly might not have succeeded. And it did come to me and occur to me, and that's the design of some of the bikes. I think they are now, when you set up a small time manufacturer like CCM, they have to make something different, obviously. It's no good them just trying to match Honda and make a 250 standard road bike or whatever. They have to do something unique, and they certainly did. But I think there's a sliding scale between the uniqueness of what you build and going too far and being so unique that nobody actually wants it. Now, I'm not saying it's as simple as that. I'm not saying people just didn't want the bikes. They clearly did, and there was clearly there was a market for them and a fan base, and they are incredible machines. But I must admit, in many ways, would be a perfect potential customer for a CCM, in that it's a British manufacturer making mid-sized bikes that are special. They've got something a bit special, a bit unique about them. I would be a real sort of customer for that, on the face of that. But they've never appealed to me, and why is that? I've no doubt put some pictures up already by now about CCM, but they are very uniquely designed, aren't they? And I just wonder of finding that perfect spot between being unique and different and special and becoming a little bit over the top and impractical and maybe losing people's interest, whether they drew that line properly. What do you think? Do you think CCMs were a little bit over the top in their design? Do you think if they'd been a little bit more mainstream and traditional, they'd have sold more bikes? I don't know. Drop your opinion. in the comments. Anyway, we're here now, as you can see. I've no doubt there's going to be a few here today because it's nice and warm. Oh, we have got Phil and Eddie. That's great. So I manipulate my way around these cones. They always take the mick out of me when I do this. And I know exactly what Phil's going to say. Got work today? He always does that to warm me up. Anyway, that's all from me. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you in the next one. On a sunny day in Worcestershire, it's bye for me. Bye for now.